So welcome to Ask a Brewer. I have a very special guest today, actually a friend of mine as well. This is Matt, and Matt is the brewer and owner of Abode Brewery in Spokane. Very happy to have Matt along with us today, and have a couple questions for you. So what did you do before you got into this business?
I was a retail manager for Staples.
Okay.
For about 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, a lot of it carried over. I mean, obviously owning a business, when working with Staples is also owning a business. Yeah, so.
Excellent. So, how did you end up, transitioning from Staples into being a brewer?
Well, the plan was never to separate from Staples. I mean, Staples is a great organization. They've taken care of me for 20 plus years. Great benefits, great people. The plan was to open a brewery and see how people responded to our beer.
Okay.
And then, go from there. Fortunately, it went very quickly. So I was able to separate about, July of last year. We opened in August, so 8 months into the business opening.
That's great.
Yeah, so it's, that was never the plan. The plan was we initially wanted to sell out of our garage.
Okay.
And just do wholesale accounts.
Okay.
And we couldn't get that license, so we found a spot like we're in now, and decided to just go all in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you started brewing, did you do it for yourself, or the intention, I'm going to brew for some friends, or did you really think business from the beginning?
Retail's a weird business. Mm-hmm. It's up and down. Staples had started closing stores. The store that I worked for was one of the busiest stores in Spokane. So it was, I wasn't threatened, right. But I always had in the back of my mind, like, if they came in and said, hey, we're closing your store, you have 10 weeks, here's your severance, help us through this process, what am I going to do?
Right.
What's my end game here? Yeah. Is it to go interview for more retail management positions? And that was a big no for me. Okay. Courtney and I always wanted to have our own business. I mean, we've kind of, I've been doing that sort of thing for a long time. I mean, Staples was the end of my retail management, but I was doing that before Staples as well. Business management degree, we decided that we wanted to open like a tap room, because we love craft beer. So we're like, you know what, let's do a tap room, and we'll just have everybody else's beer and do events, and it'll be our own, and we don't need to make a ton of money, and just need to live. And my brother Rick told me I should start brewing beer. He's been brewing for 20 years, and I was like, I can buy beer better than I can make it. So I decided not to do that. I was like, and he kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And finally, I was over there for Christmas one year, and he said, hey, you ready? And I was like, for what? And he goes, we're going to brew a batch of beer. I said, okay, whatever. It's your house. Let's do it. Yeah. And it was a mess. It was so disorganized and crazy and insane and awesome is what it was. Right. And I loved it. And his neighbor was selling all of his homebrew equipment, and we went over there to check it out, and he wanted $50 for everything. And I was like, man, for $50, I got to give it a shot, right? So took it all back home, brewed my first batch of beer probably January of 2016, maybe. Yeah, I've only been brewing for a couple of years, less than a couple of years before we opened this place. And so it was a mess, man. It was like stuff was heating up. I was running around doing different things. Right. That year I brewed 54 batches of beer. Some 5 gallons, some 10 gallons. That's over a batch a week. And I just got hooked. It was just a fun hobby something I could do at home, something the kids could be involved in if they wanted.
Right.
You know, they could hang out and watch what I'm doing, you know, help put hops in, or, you know what I mean? And then, you know, we ended up getting a 6-keg kegerator. So we had 6 kegs on tap at home, which is dangerous. But I encourage friends and, you know, people to come over and just fill growlers and, you know, get it out of my house as quick as I could.
Right.
Because I wanted to brew more.
Yeah. Well, and you get feedback from your friends too.
Oh, you get feedback.
And they'll tell you exactly if it's good, if it's bad.
Well,
You would hope.
You would hope. But a lot of them don't want to hurt your feelings.
Right.
So they're like, sure. But I mean, you know, I entrusted a couple people, my friends that own Pint Sale House. I said, hey, I'm starting to brew. I think this is something I want to do. And they get a lot of people that bring them home brew, and they're like, it's bad. And you know what? We just tell them what they want to hear. Like, it's cool. So they asked me, what do you want? And I said, I want honest feedback.
Absolutely.
So my first 2 or 3 batches, they're like, you should just stop. Don't even continue this. It's terrible. And I thought it was drinkable, you know?
Yeah.
But it's terrible. Don't even do it anymore. And I just took that as a challenge and just went for it. And yeah, here we are.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is, you know, you kind of found your journey along to your passion. And it's funny that people have asked me for years, you know, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I said, honestly, I have no earthly idea, but I'm doing this job.
Right.
If I was in, you know, hotel sales and management or startup doing business development, I said, I'm going to keep doing this until I really find what I love and I want to do.
Right.
And that's, a lot of people always kind of chase that. So it's great when you finally get there.
Yeah.
And the light goes on and you know that's it.
Right.
So,
Right.
which is rewarding.
It is. It's very rewarding. I mean, you don't, unless you have tons of investors, you don't get into this business to make millions of dollars.
Right.
You get into it because you love what you do. You love the people you meet on a daily basis. The community is unbelievable.
Right.
You know, I mean, there's competition, but the local breweries, I don't consider them competition. I consider them, you know, friends, and a lot of them, you know, family. Like, we help each other out. Like, yeah, I need this. Do you have this? Oh yeah, come over and get it. And you know, repay me when you get your supplies in or whatever. Everybody's trying to help everybody out. But in the end, right, I mean, we want sales. We want, you know, I would say that our main competitors are big beer. And that's Miller Coors, AB InBev, Heineken, you know, all those bigger breweries that want to shut these types of places down. Right. So we try to fight to keep these places open, and that's where the support comes in.
And with so many brewers and microbrewers in Spokane, I mean, to me, as you know, just an enjoyer of beer, it seems like you guys are all part of the community you're in.
Yeah.
So you're not as worried about somebody across town. It's, you know, you're in North Spokane.
Right.
You're in this community, like Bluegrass, Lions Park, people like that. And they'll tell friends, so you'll have other people who come over. Yeah. But you're not as worried about the people maybe on the South Hill or downtown or elsewhere because it's another neighborhood.
Yeah, it's another neighborhood. I mean, we've been to, Courtney and I have been to many breweries. One in particular that kind of made me think about this model was Boneyard in Bend. Okay. They're a fantastic brewery. They've actually expanded numerous times since, you know, we started going there. And we go to Bend every year. They have a tasting room that's probably 200 square feet, 300 square feet. You can't buy pints of beer. You have to go in, you get tasters, you can buy tasters, and then you can fill growlers or cans or whatever, and then you leave. There's not even a place to sit. So I was like, man, what if we made great beer and had a place for people to sit, right? Like, it doesn't need to be like snazzy and all, you know, cool and high tech or whatever. And it seems to be working okay, you know? Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're obviously in the back of the house, if you will, here. On the other side of the wall behind the camera, I mean, it's pretty cool. There's picnic tables, there's foosball machine, there's games, there's a roll-up door, and Matt and Courtney will actually bring in musicians, and there'll be food trucks outside, and they'll open up the door when it's nice. So it's a really cool environment. So hopefully, if I remember, I'll take a picture and I can put it in the middle of the video.
Oh yeah.
So you can all see what we're talking about. So let me ask you, when you started Humble Abode, what was the biggest aha moment for you?
You know, so the first day we opened, the day before I was nauseous. I mean, literally sick to my stomach, because you're putting yourself out there. You've got this product that you created. You're going to open your doors, and people are going to come in and buy it, and rate it, and judge it, and talk about it, and put it on their social media sites. I mean, it was kind of everything hit me all at once the day before we opened, and even that morning, I'm just like, what is going on here? Once we started, I mean, after that day, and people came in, my biggest aha moment was, you know what? Maybe we can do this. Like, we got some pretty good feedback, and I think that, that was like, let's focus on, just keeping beers in stock, and focus on the tap room, and focus on the customers, the patrons that come in here. I mean, that's our biggest,
So let me ask you, you have a lot of creative flavors.
Yeah.
How do you come up with something new, something different?
It's really trial and error. I mean, like I said, I brewed my first year 54 batches. I mixed a bunch. I kept some. I've actually probably brewed maybe 3 or 4 here from my homebrew arsenal.
Okay.
I've done a lot of reading. I don't have an education in brewing by any means. But I've read books, I've read online forums. I mean, I was up for, Courtney would wake up at 3 in the morning and my face is lit up because I'm looking at my phone, researching, trying to figure things out. I think once you figure it out, like, okay, I can play with these hops in this oil edition and do it here, and I'm gonna get this flavor, and once you figure that out, man, it's all fun.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we have not had to dump a beer here yet. So I'll tell you what, people are like, man, I've never had a bad beer here. I'm like, that's because I would dump it before you taste it.
Exactly.
I wouldn't produce it. I wouldn't put out a bad product that you would see. And the other cool thing is, maybe we can shoot a picture, but we have a small 1-barrel system that we pilot on. And that's actually what we used for 10 months of our business life, was a 1-barrel brew house, which is 2 half-barrel kegs per batch. I mean, I could sell that in a weekend a lot of times. So a lot of trial and error, just kind of figuring out what goes well with what are the trends, right? I mean, I'm the first one to say, hey, if everybody's drinking lagers, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make lagers. If everybody's drinking, you know what I mean? Like, there's trends that are out there. Milkshake IPAs, sours, whatever. I said, I will never make a lager. I have a lager on right now. It's my 3rd time doing it. I'll never do a Scotch ale. I've got a Scotch ale on right now. I mean, it's what you kind of get what people are looking for, and you get your regulars in here, and like, man, are you ever going to do a Scotch ale? And I'm like, well, no, I mean, it's not what I want to do, but then I do it, and then it comes out pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's
listen to your customers.
Yeah.
What are they asking for?
Yep,
or
exactly.
what do you see if you go to a competition?
Right.
What do you see that's different?
Yeah.
That you taste and you kind of say, wow, I'd like to have a shot at that, something different. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what are your goals for the brewery for 5 years, 10 years down the road?
Man, it's hard to see. We try to take it a couple years at a time. Right now we're looking at just getting more tanks, more fermentation. We want to do some wholesale. We want to be able to produce enough beer to sell to Abode, which is an online, it's an app-based beer buying program.
Okay.
But they will buy pallets at a time. So I'll have a mobile canner come in here. We'll can off a 7-barrel batch, and then we will sell that whole pallet to Abode, and Abode will distribute that to 26 states. So I think that would be awesome. I think we want to do something like that. It's not a moneymaker, but it's definitely, you're getting your name to different states.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the goal with that. We obviously maybe looking at a spot downtown, just for tasting room.
Right.
We're up north. We don't have a lot of foot traffic. Downtown, there's footsteps.
Oh yeah.
Footsteps go in your building all the time. So we want to, people think that, well, there's a lot of breweries downtown. What are you going to do? It's like, people like to go to different breweries, and they like to walk, and then they Uber, or you know what I mean? Like, it's...
Yeah, then there's a whole district downtown where you've got all the tasting rooms.
Yeah,
I mean, it's amazing how many wineries there are down there, so why couldn't you have a beer tasting room as well?
Right. I mean, I would say our biggest threat right now, you know, you look at SWOT analysis or whatever, our biggest threat in that is our location.
Right. Location
is a downfall for us. You know, we get this all the time of, man, I come here more, but I live so far away. I'm like, well, where do you live? And they're like, well, I live on 8th. I'm like, it's a 15-minute drive, but okay. I mean, it's, you know, it's a thing. Like, people are like, well, I just walk to Whistle Punk, or I walk to a different brewery or tasting room downtown. Right. We don't have that here. That's our biggest threat. I would say that if we were localized with more breweries in a row, it helps everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
It helps everybody.
Yeah.
So,
and then once you get the word out down there, people will drive because 15 minutes isn't that far. Yeah. Especially people who lived in big cities before.
Right.
You know, I mean.
Yeah, we lived in Seattle for 6 years. People drive. People go to their spots, you know?
Oh, yeah. I grew up in Chicago, lived in Atlanta, Chicago twice after college in LA.
Yeah.
And I laugh when people talk about traffic here. It's like, really?
I know.
It's 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Not that far.
Yeah.
So, this is bonus question time. You don't know this one's coming.
Okay.
What animal would be best suited to be a brewer?
What animal? I'd say a chameleon.
Okay.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Why?
Because they're always changing and adapting to different environments and different things that are happening in the community that they're in. You always have to be on your feet and changing, and I wouldn't say changing colors, but just changing and
absolutely.
Adapting to meet those demands.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Good answer. I like that.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining Ask a Brewer today. Matt Gilbreath with Humble Abode Brewery. I'll have Matt's information, the brewery's information on the screen in a moment. So if you want to come up to Pittsburgh Street and come enjoy some of the brew here, or if you want to reach Matt, that info will be there. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thanks,
Appreciate
Steve.
it.
Appreciate it.
Continued success.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for watching. Have a great day.